You know summer's coming when we have a lot of new summer fragrances being released. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm pumped. You guys know how I love my summer fragrances. It's one of my favorite times of the year, not only to wear fragrances, but also just in general. I love the heat, I love the warm weather, I love the fragrances that go along with it. And we do have quite a few new summer fragrances coming out, which I'm going to be covering here on the channel. And here is another new one. This one is actually from Bath & Body Works, which I've never reviewed any of their fragrances before on the channel, but there's a good reason why I decided to pick this one up. This one is Bath & Body Works Atlantic. So I'll tell you straight off the bat, I like the bottle. The bottle is actually nice. I don't know if all of them are constructed and have the same feel as this one, but the cap is nice. It's got a little bit of weight to it. The atomizer on this is actually pretty decent. Overall, the presentation is quite nice, so I was impressed by that. This was about $30 I ended up picking it up for, which is, I mean, you can't really beat about anything at that price. So we're going to be checking this one out today. I'm going to tell you how it smells, how it performs, when you can wear it, and judging by the title of this video, the reason why I picked it up, a lot of people are saying it's extremely close to Invictus Aqua 2016, which is one of my beloved summer fragrances. And so I'm going to be here and tell you my thoughts on it and tell you if I think that is the truth or not. So if you have tried Bath & Body Works Atlantic, let me know what you think of it down below in the comments. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you want to try it? Are you going to pass on this one? Let me know what you think. And of course, if you like videos like this, make sure you hit subscribe, like the video, make sure post notifications are turned on so you see these videos show up directly to you and your phones. Hope you're excited. I hope you're ready to get into this, so let's go. Start out with the opening of this fragrance. Now, if you look on Fragrantica, you'll see it has 3 notes: citruses, woody notes, and sea notes. Pretty detailed, right? Obviously, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes there, and I'm sure Bath & Body Works gives out generic note breakdowns like that all the time. I didn't cross-check this with their website because, to be honest with you, I didn't really care too much about the official note breakdown. I was just going off of what I saw on Fragrantica, and that's what they had there. So, I mean, that kind of gives you an idea of what this is going to smell like to an extent. I will talk about how this one kind of does a 180 on me later on in the video, but when you spray this one on, yeah, you do get a lot of citrus. I get some bergamot, and then along with that, I get this aquatic sea type of note and a lot of woods. And when you spray this one on, yeah, it does have a little bit. And now let's address the elephant in the room. Does this smell like Invictus Aqua 2016? And when you spray this one on, there's a little bit of a resemblance to Invictus Aqua. Now, I'm not going to say Invictus Aqua 2016 or 2018. I mean, it doesn't really smell like Invictus Aqua 2016. It's got a little bit of an Invictus/Invictus Aqua type of smell, but it's not going after the 2016 straight up. I've talked about it before. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit gets you pretty darn close to Invictus Aqua 2016. However, with this one, it's a different story. It doesn't really go in that direction. This one is much more sweet. And what this one kind of reminds me of in the opening, it's got a little bit of an Invictus Aqua type of smell. Also kind of reminds me a bit of Davidoff Run Wild, which is a fragrance that I already reviewed some while back when it first came out. That's a fragrance that kind of smells like Invictus, kind of smells like a Zara Wanted. I get a little bit of Davidoff Run Wild in this one with a little bit of an aquatic note, which I think mixing in with that is getting you closer to the Invictus Aqua DNA. But if you only came here to know if it smells like Invictus Aqua 2016, I'll tell you straight up right here, no. This really doesn't smell that similar to Invictus Aqua 2016 at all, much less either formulation of Invictus Aqua. It's not really that close. If you look online, if you look at reviews, a lot of people are saying that this is very, very close to Invictus Aqua 2016. That's not the case for me, at least that's not my experience. It doesn't really go in that direction. Again, the opening kind of gets you there a little bit, you know, it gets in the same ballpark, but after it starts to get into the dry down, it goes in a completely different direction, which I'll go ahead and start to talk about. Again, in the opening, you get that citrus, you get that aquatic type of smell, you get them woods. What I also get a little bit in the opening going into the dry down is this warm amber type of note, like this ambery, warm, sweet note mixing in with the woods. It's kind of what I get there. And the farther into the dry down it goes, the more sweet it gets. And one way I kind of describe it is, it kind of is like Xerjoff 40 knots. Not at like smell. It doesn't smell anything like Xerjoff 40 knots. But a lot of people say that 40 knots is a great spring summer fragrance when it's a lot more warm than it is fresh and aquatic or salty or marine or anything. And that's kind of the case here with this one, at least for me personally. It does have a little bit of that going on, but it's much more warm and sweet rather than fresh and salty and aquatic and citrusy. So that's kind of my experience there. You know, it's not going to be, I guess, your traditional summer fragrance. In the opening, it kind of deceives you. It tricks you a little bit. You're like, wow, this is, pretty fresh. This is fun. Kind of smells like Invictus Aqua. The opening does a complete 180, but the dry down does a complete 180. The farther I get into the dry down, again, the more sweet it gets. And this may sound weird, stick with me guys, but it almost smells to me a little bit like Armani Stronger With You / Replica by the Fireplace in the dry down. I know, it's freaking weird, and maybe I'm the only one here with this. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one here getting this comparison, but really in the far dry down on skin, it has this like warmth, woodiness that I've been talking about with like this chestnut note, kind of like you get from Stronger With You and Replica by the Fireplace. Just that kind of warm, sweet, sticky type of smell in the dry down there. That's kind of what it smells like to me in the dry down. And it's super weird because it goes from smelling kind of like Invictus Aqua in the opening to then smelling like Armani Stronger With You in the dry down. So a complete change there. Again, I could be the only one here, but it definitely goes a lot more warm and a lot more sweet in the dry down. That's the point I'm trying to make here. Not at all really anything like Invictus Aqua. If you're looking for an Invictus Aqua alternative or replacement, look elsewhere. We already have a lot of them. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit, Rasasi Hawas, the 2018 Invictus Aqua, which is in full production, you can get. All right, so go with one of those. Don't go with this if you're looking for Invictus Aqua, just being straight up. Now, I'm not saying that this is a bad fragrance by any means. I mean, after all, it's a Bath & Body Works fragrance, so I'm trying to cut it some slack here. It's not bad. The quality really isn't too bad either. Honestly, it's pretty impressive for $30. I just wanted to make it clear. You already have these people saying that it's super, super close to Invictus Aqua when it's not. So I don't want that to deceive you. It's not the case there. On its own, just taking Invictus Aqua out of the picture, it's not too bad. Would it be a choice for me to wear in the summer a lot? Probably not, just because of how sweet it goes. I mean, with the fragrance like Atlantic as the name here, and seeing that the color is this nice light blue, you wouldn't think it would go that sweet. I was expecting much more citrus, much more salty aquatic, and a little bit of woods kind of giving that stuff depth. But instead you're getting a lot of warmth, a lot of sweetness from this fragrance, which I don't really think is all that appropriate for the name Atlantic, and I don't really think is, what I personally would be looking for in a summer fragrance. One way I've kind of been describing it is it has more of a sweet bubblegum type of smell rather than a fresh aquatic bubblegum type of smell like you get from Invictus Aqua. So it does have that youthful, playful, bubblegummy thing going on here, but just in a different way. So when can you wear Bath & Body Works Atlantic? This is a fragrance that, it would be great for summer casual. And also I would say this would be great for you younger guys out there. If you're in high school, if you're in college, right, and you're looking for a nice, fun summer fragrance, I guess, to wear, you could go for this. Again, I do think there are better options, and I would recommend that you maybe explore some other options for summer fragrances, just because, again, this one does have quite a bit of sweetness to it. Definitely isn't something I would wear out in the blazing heat. Situations like that, I'm going for my Dior Homme colognes, my Versace Man Eau Fresh type fragrances, my Creed Millesime Imperial, those types of citrus, musky fragrances I'm going to be going for. This one, absolutely not. So again, it will work as a summer fragrance, but do realize that it is pretty sweet in the dry down. So there are better options out there that I would recommend you explore. But for the price, $30, they may even get cheaper as time goes on. They are new right now. It's not a bad scent here. Summer casual for younger guys out there, hey, I think it's not bad. But there are other fragrances currently in the $30 price range that would be better. And if you could spring, a couple extra $20 in there, that opens up your options tremendously. Now you're at $50, and that, that gives you a lot of options. Like the fragrances I just mentioned, you could go Versace Man Eau Fresh, you could go Versace Pour Homme, Versace Dylan Blue. I'm naming off a lot of Versaces here, just kind of in my line of sight, and they really dominate the $50 price point. Bulgari Aqua Atlantique, Bulgari Aquamarine. Some of these are going to be under $50, and they're much better options for summer, in my opinion, than this one. So if you can spring that extra 20 bucks, it really opens up your possibilities and opens up your options a lot more. But still, at the end of the day, I mean, hey, if you like how this smells, then go for it. Then wear it. It's not bad. But I just wanted to make it clear that this is not Invictus Aqua and that it is pretty sweet for a summer fragrance. The name and the look of the bottle and even the note breakdown can be very deceiving. So I do recommend you maybe consider sampling it first, or just fully knowing that, hey, if you blind buy this one, it may not be what you were originally expecting. Performance on my skin hasn't been too bad on this one either. Longevity, I've been getting, about 6-7 hours, maybe 8, pushing it up to that point. So not bad by any means. Again, from a Bath & Body Works fragrance, a currently $30 fragrance, I can't really complain. Projection has been pretty decent as well. It's moderate, it pushes out, it's not a skin scent. It's not going to be a room-filling fragrance either, but it does get you noticed, or it will get you noticed, and it will push outside of your scent bubble. So no complaints there in terms of performance. Again, I mean, the fact that it's a Bath & Body Works fragrance and that it is actually performing, I think is pretty cool. And for the price, again, you can't really complain. This is going to be one of those compliment-getting, mass-appealing fragrances. It's going to pull you compliments, again, especially with the younger crowd here. Bubblegummy, sweet, this type of stuff just works. So again, for younger guys out there who is after, a fragrance that's just going to make you smell good, you're not worried about being unique or anything like that. You just want to smell good, smell, fun and summery. This stuff is going to work for you, and it's going to work really well. So really nothing to worry about there in the compliment factor or the compliment category. It's going to get you positive feedback for sure. And it does have pretty good performance to go along with it, so that will help you out quite a bit as well. And again, I've already touched on this multiple times throughout the video. Price, about 30 bucks. While it's new, hey, that's not too bad. Maybe the price will come down over time, and then maybe it'll get more in the cheapy category. If it can get in that $20 range, I don't know if it will. To be honest, I don't have too much experience with these Bath & Body Works fragrances, so I don't know. But if it could get into that $20 price point and be kind of considered a cheapie to some extent, hey, it may not be a bad pickup. And again, $30 still isn't bad either, but there are better options out there. And again, if you throw in an extra $20, it really opens up your options a lot more to get something I think that will suit you better. Again, not bad. And the quality is pretty nice too. Doesn't smell super cheap or synthetic or anything like that. The bottle is really nice, and the atomizer is really nice as well. Very smooth, nice distribution. It works. Overall, I don't have too many complaints here other than the comparisons to Invictus Aqua, which I don't believe to be the case. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Make sure you let me know down in the comments what you think of Bath & Body Works Atlantic. How does it smell for you? If you've tried it, let me know. If you haven't tried it, let me know if you want to or not, or if you're going to skip on this one. That's going to do it for me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow night with another one. Take care.